While classrooms across eastern North Carolina stand empty and students and teachers are tucked away at home, we know a great secret. Learning can happen anywhere. In fact, learning can happen everywhere. Welcome to Eastern Carolina Education Connection, a partnership with WNCT and Pitt County Schools. We're here to connect and reconnect with students, teachers, parents, and community during this unique and remarkable time in our state's history by helping you learn from right where you are.
Hi friends, hi Miss Jessica. For today's episode, we are going to be visiting the zoo. We have got LaTanja Columbus and Monica Memrick, both pre-K teachers from Sadie Salter, that are going to come and work with us today. We're going to take a look at this book called Never Play Music, Right Next to the Zoo. It's a book that's written by John Lithgow and it's illustrated by Lisa Hernandez and it's published by our good friends at Simon & Schuster. This book is about a boy who falls asleep and imagines this entire concert going on where animals are playing amazing instruments. A really good piece to today's episode is Miss Memrick and Miss Columbus are going to show us some of these new instruments and maybe even teach us how to use things right in our house to make musical instruments of our own. So you guys can have some fun at home with your family once we get through this one. And while you're listening about this new imaginary orchestra playing in your head, see how many new instruments you can find along the way. Let's join Miss Columbus and Miss Memrick in the reading corner now. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Miss Ashley. My name is Miss Columbus, and I teach at Sadie Salter. My daughter, while I've been home, has been practicing her instrument, and she plays the oboe and the flute. And that got me thinking, what are some other musical instruments? So I have a book that I would like to share with you today. But before getting into my book, I would like you to see some of the pictures of the instruments you may see in our book. So the first instrument you may see is the fiddle. Another instrument you may see, which is the one that my daughter plays, is the flute. Well, let's get that straight. Another instrument is the trumpet. And this instrument, that's a funny word. This is called a bassoon. We also have a sax, a bass. This instrument looks a lot like that one. And a tuba. And last but not least are some percussions. All right. Now, the story I'm going to be reading today is Never Play Music, Right Next to the Zoo. Okay, friends, this is the book that I found. Never Play Music, Right Next to the Zoo by John Lithgow, illustrated by Lisa Hernandez. That was one of my favorite books. Did you guys see all those musical instruments? Well, I saw a lot of those musical instruments in there, and I got to thinking, I have a friend that works at my school, and she is a musician. So I brought her here today to talk to you and maybe share some of her favorite musical instruments. So,
hi, I'm Miss Memrick, and I work at Sadie Salter Educational Center. I'm a pre-K teacher, and over the years, I've just collected a lot of instruments, and I've been given gifts over the years, and these are just some of my favorite instruments that I brought to share with you today. The first one is called a djembe.
here, I can hold that for you.
All right.
Now, how do you say this word again?
Djembe. It starts with a D, but you sort of say it like the J. The D is silent. Djembe.
Now, djembe, where did you get this from?
I actually had a friend get this for me for my birthday. It came from a solid piece of wood in Africa. So this part is solid wood, and the top part is covered with animal skin.
Oh, I saw you just hit that with your hands. What kind of instrument? I mean, it's called a djembe, but what type of instrument is it?
It's in the percussion family. Percussion means anything you hit with your hands or with a stick. So, this djembe you hit with your hands.
Oh, awesome.
Would you like to hear a little bit?
I would love to hear it.
All right, and I'm going to get you to do this next, okay?
Oh, that's pretty neat. I can't wait.
All right, so you give it a shot. Sometimes you can hit it with your hand shaped like this to make more of a deeper sound, and then you can hit it on the edge.
Excited. Okay.
Have fun. There you go.
Oh, this is pretty neat.
Yeah.
This is surprisingly smooth.
Yep, some animal skins have the hair on it. You can actually feel the hair, and some of them are smooth. So this one is a smooth one.
This is pretty cool. So this was made in Africa.
Yes, from a solid piece of wood. And they tune this with the strings sometimes. Now, I don't know how to do that, but people who do, they tighten these strings to make it sound better. So that's how you tune that instrument.
Oh, that's pretty neat. So did you bring another instrument for us to see?
I did. I brought something called a steel drum.
Now, is this a percussion as well?
It is. It's a percussion instrument because you hit it with these sticks. And there are letters on here that help you know the notes. The first letter is A, C, E, G, B, D, and the ones in the middle are F sharp and G. So, I'm going to play a little song for you. Baby shark. I forgot the rest of it.
I thought that I knew what that song was.
Right?
Now, that song is a hit.
I know. I bet you wish I could finish it. I'll get to that. But if you want to try
I
it.
would love to.
Yep.
So do I hit it in the letters?
Yep, you can hit it on the letters. Sometimes you can hit it kind of anywhere you want to. There you go. Yep.
Wow.
And the ones in the middle, you have to hit a little bit harder. There you go.
Oh, pretty neat.
Yep.
Each space sounds so different.
Yep. And see, I'm sitting this on her, but most of the time it hangs up like this. So why don't you try it again with it hanging?
Oh, well, that's not how you play
okay.
it.
Nice.
That is pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And these are called
Percussion.
percussions.
Percussion.
Well, Miss Memrick, thank you so much for showing us your awesome percussions. We just got finished reading a story about lots of different types of musical instruments. Never play music right next to the zoo. And we saw some percussions in this book as well. Now, this story was about a family who went to the orchestra, and they was right next to the zoo. And guess what happened?
What?
The animals got out.
They always get out.
Oh, the animals got out, and they wanted to play all of the instruments. And so I don't think they was really out, because if you look at the story, I think the little boy had fallen asleep.
He was dreaming, huh?
Did you guys pick that up? He was dreaming. But they showed us so many different instruments. And I want to thank you again for showing us the djembe.
There you go.
And the steel drum.
That's
Now,
right.
I have a question.
What's that?
Because I know I don't have a djembe at my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, are there some ways that maybe we can use the things that we have at home?
Absolutely.
So would you guys like to do that? Make some instruments from the things you find at home?
I think that's
that
a
would
great
be pretty
idea.
cool. So let's go and make some instruments for
All
some
right.
things that we can find in our house.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, friends, what time is it? It's wiggle time. Stand up, stretch out those muscles, get them going. Let's get ready to move with our special guest today.
Hey boys and girls, this is Mrs. Dawson with Aiden again. Nice to see you today. Today our game for our brain break is called As If. I'm gonna say something that relates as if something else were happening. For example, our first one is to jog in place as if a big scary bear is chasing you. That's more like a run. Get away from the bear, get away from the bear, run, 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 run. think we made it. I want you to walk as if you're in peanut butter. Really, really tough to get through this peanut butter. Get in that peanut butter. I want you to jump in place as if you are popping popcorn. Jump, jump, jump. You're popping, you're popping, you're popping. Popping, popping, popping. I want you to reach up as if you're grabbing balloons out of the air. Reach, 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 reach. Get all those balloons, get all those balloons. I want you to march in place as if you were in a marching band. Excellent job, boys and girls. I want you to paint as if the paintbrush were attached to your head. Can you write your name? Excellent job, boys and girls. I want you to swim as if a shark is chasing you. Swim, 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 swim. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Get away, move those arms, move those arms. I want you to move your feet as if you are ice skating. Ice skating. Maybe you fall when you ice skate, but we're pretending we don't now. And I want you to shake your body like you're a wet dog. Okay. That's today's brain break, boys and girls. Your 20-minute challenge for this week is a family walk, run, walk the dog, get out, move your body 20 minutes a day. See you later, guys.
Hey friends, we're back. So we talked about percussions, and now we're going to show you some things from your house that you maybe can make some instruments out of. So what did you bring, Miss Memrick?
Well, I love to drink coffee, so I get these little bottles and collect them all year long, and I usually have enough to give everybody in my class one, and we make drums out of them.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
So I brought different size containers that you might find at your house, and you might even think about throwing it away, but there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with these things. So let me show you. First, there are kind of like two different sides to these instruments. There's a plastic side and a metal side. So there's lots of different sounds that you can make. And I actually found this. Someone threw it away, and I got it out of the trash, cleaned it up, of course. And you can hit it on the bottom or the top, because it's going to make different sounds. So that's usually what I tell the kids in my class. Sometimes this side can be a little too loud. So if you have a whole room of kids, make sure you put out things that are nice to your ears. So let me give you a little demo of what I do with these.
That's a different sound.
All right, now let's turn it over and see what happens. So you can just kind of have fun with it. You don't have to be a musician to play music. You can just
That sounds like a lot of fun, especially on a rainy day.
Yeah.
And you get to decorate.
Right, so that's a good little project you can do. You can decorate your drum, make sure you put your name on it. Find some pencils at home, that's all you need. I like to put a little bit of tape on it so it lasts a little bit longer, because pencils do break. But you know, anything that you find around your house can be a musical instrument. This was just a can somebody was going to throw away, and look at that neat sound you can make. So I just really like, you know, you could even use a Pringle can, throw it in your drum kit. There you go.
Oh, such wonderful sounds. Another instrument that I make at my house sometimes are shakers, or some people like to call them maracas.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Those are pretty cool. My 2-year-old really loves to make some sounds. So here we found a plastic egg. And you could just shake it, you could dance. I can even shake mine while you're playing. Oh, that's some wonderful music. Let's talk about how you can make it.
All right.
So you can make little shakers, or you can make some big shakers. So we're gonna make some little shakers. Would you like to make one?
Yeah.
What color would you like?
I think blue. That's my favorite color.
It's a pretty color. All right, so you can put rice or any kind of dry bean inside of these. I brought some beans today. So, how many would you like to put in yours? You just grab some?
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a little bit so it's a little louder. If you leave space, it'll be a little bit louder.
Nice. And you close it up. Now, what I like to do, Miss Mimrick, so that it does not open while you're shaking, because
Right.
shaking can get really fun.
That's
and you can
right.
forget and it can break. So I'm gonna give you a piece of tape.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put a little piece of tape on mine. So if the rhythm is going, the beans don't fall out.
There we go.
So this is a really cool activity you can do at home as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to make a really loud sound, you can get something a little bit bigger. So this is a chip can, and I covered it with paper. And it's a little bit louder, huh?
It's a little bit louder.
It is. Would you like to make one?
Sure.
All right. So you put some beans in there. I don't always put tape on this because the top is going to hold it pretty
Okay.
well.
And don't forget, you can decorate too.
Yes. I love to make art.
Another thing you can do with your instrument.
I'm going to join in.
There we
Awesome
go.
sauce. So, friends, remember, there's lots of ways you can make music at home. You can use cans. You can use old potato chip cans. You can use eggs, pencils, lots of things. Even this bowl.
That's right.
As long as you have a top. All right. Well, thank you guys for staying with us and listening to our story and finding out about her cool percussion instruments. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now you know how to make some instruments at home. Would you like to play some music together?
I sure would.
Because music is always more fun when you're playing with a friend.
That's right.
All right, let's see. Oh, that was so much fun. Now, friends, as you are making your musical instruments at home, remember, take some pictures. Post it on our Facebook page. We will love to see what you have done at home. My name is Miss Columbus,
And I'm Miss Memrick.
and we work at Sadie Salter Educational Center. We're both pre-K teachers, and we will love to see you. If you have a child that's going to be 4 by August the 31st, you can come and see us at Sadie Salter, or you can visit any of the elementary schools around the county and pick up an application. We would love to have a chance to get to learn and grow with your children. Again, we are a pre-K center. We serve 4-year-olds that are 4 before August the 31st. Come and see us.
Hi, friends. Today's episode, we're going to do some experiments that you can make happen right from where you are. Let's check in with our in-house science expert. Take it away.
Hello and welcome to Science Time. Today in Science Time, we're going to use honey. Do you know where honey comes from? That's right, it comes from bees. So today in our Science Time, we're going to use honey in our experiment. Did you know that honey was found in King Tut's tomb and it was still edible? Yes, you could still eat it all of those years later. And in order for bees to make honey, they have to go into the center of a plant, get some nectar, and bring it back to the honeycomb and cause it to evaporate. Do you know how they evaporate the nectar? They wiggle their tails. Can you wiggle your tail or fan your tail like a honeybee? Good job. So today we are going to make honey Play-Doh. For this experiment, you're going to need 1 cup of flour, 6 tablespoons of salt, 1/2 cup of water, 1/2 teaspoon of oil, and honey. And you can also use food coloring too. If you don't have food coloring, you can use Kool-Aid or some other substance that's going to make your Play-Doh a certain color. We're going to use yellow because honey is yellow. So mix all your ingredients except for your food coloring in a bowl. 2 tablespoons of honey. Can you tell me some things about honey? These are called characteristics or properties. It's thick, yeah. It moves really slow out of the bottle. It can be brown, tan, or yellow. It is made by bees. Those are all good answers. That was 1. Uh-oh. And here's 2. This is the fun part. With your hands, you're going to mix all your ingredients together. So mix, mix, mix. Mix, mix, mix. It's starting to look a little beige. That's not the color of honey. So you got to keep mixing it. Mix, mix, mix. If your dough feels like it's too watery or not thick enough, you can add a little bit more flour. You can put some flour on the counter too, because in a minute we're going to turn it out on the counter to make sure that it's no longer sticky. So first you want to make sure that it's not watery. And then second, you want to make sure that it's not sticky anymore. So we're going to use more flour to make sure it's not sticky anymore. And you can just cover it with flour until it doesn't feel sticky anymore. If you feel like you can touch it without getting all over your hands, then that means you're all done. I'm going to clean my hands just a little bit so I can make sure that mine is not sticky anymore. You can clean your hands with flour. See, I can touch it now and no more dough gets on my hand. So I'm going to take a little bit more flour and put it in my pan. Now I'm going to take my dough, my Play-Doh, and put it back in my pan. This is the part where if you want to change colors or if you want your Play-Doh to have multiple colors, you can separate it. So if you want to have blue Play-Doh and red Play-Doh, then you can divide it in half. I'm going to keep my Play-Doh all together because I just want yellow Play-Doh. So I'm going to roll it one more time in my flour. And this time, I'm going to add my yellow food coloring so I can make my Play-Doh the same color as my honey. And you're just going to put 2 drops and swish. 2 drops and swish. You may ask your parents to help you with this part so that you do not get a lot of food coloring all over your hands. I'm going to keep turning it over and over until I have my Play-Doh all yellow. Can you see it's starting to turn yellow? What are some other things that are yellow? Bananas are yellow. That's a good answer. And more yellow. And you can make any color you want. I just chose yellow because honey is yellow. Oh, look at that pretty color yellow now we're getting. And you just keep flipping it over and over till you get all of your Play-Doh yellow. And when you have the color yellow that you like, then you are done. Or if you want to use multiple colors, you can. But you keep flipping it over until you get your colors.
I'm so glad we got to spend this time together on Eastern Carolina Education Connection, and I'm really looking forward to our next episode where we can learn and explore together from right where you are.
You can also connect with us on Facebook using the information below. We look forward to seeing you for our next episode.